Hello everyone who is here on PIMO'S Education Service, our YouTube channel where academic content flows. Today, it's me again, your tutor Sempija Dennis, to take you through Microsoft Excel. We are going to look at formulas and functions in Microsoft Excel. If you are new here, please subscribe, like, leave the comment and share for other people to benefit. Let us dive on our computer and we see. In doing today's exercise, I have designed the records that we are going to use. Primary school students records. And this is the scores of each and every subjects in P7. So what we are going to do, we are going to insert a column to each and every subject and we name it grade. So to insert a column in the Excel records, what you do, you bring your cursor here on the top. The moment the cursor turns into the down arrow, you click to select the column. After you right click and you click on the word insert, the column will be created automatically. That is how we do. You go to another column, you do the same. So that's how we create columns within the records in Excel. We have been taught to name this column as grade. Even this one. After giving our columns, now we are going to grade their scores, these scores in English, because we are going to grade each and every subject basing on this grading structure. 80 to 101, 75, 79, 2. So you come and put the cursor below the grading column where you want the grading to appear. Put the cursor there and you enter the function. The function always begin with equal signs. We are going to use if function because we are going to grade. If is followed by function bracket, you bring now the cell which contains the marks you want to grade. So from there you say if C3 is greater or equal, because now we are looking for those one who has 80 and above. Greater or equal 80, you put a comma, you open bracket, a sign, again you put a comma, and again you bring the if function. If, again you bring if with its bracket. You come again and you click in this cell C3, greater or equal 75, because we want those ones 75 and above. You put a comma. From there you assign them with the grading. You open quotes to assign to, you close quotes. Again you repeat that process. You go as you are repeating. You repeat what you are doing here. You repeat it until you finish all. You finish all gradings the way you are seeing here. If C3 is greater or equal to 80, assign 1 as a grade. This grade, even if they have told you to write the word 1, you write here within the quotes. What we have written here in the quotes is the one that will be displayed in the cell. Again, we have done the same here. Again, here, you see. So at the end, this one, it is only in quote 9. This one means otherwise. So there is no need of bringing another if, because only the quote means what is remaining should follow into this 9. What is below 39 should fall in this one. This is what we call otherwise. So after you close the bracket, you close the bracket. Are you seeing the way I've closed my bracket? So after here, you count these brackets: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the function bracket you close. You shift and hold and you start closing this function bracket. 1, 2, 3. Are you seeing? What you close, it follows the color of the opened bracket. The closing bracket follows the color of the open bracket. That is, those are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are 9 brackets we opened. That's why you are seeing this one, the one with the elastic bracket is black. Even here, the first bracket is black, meaning this black bracket closed the first black bracket. Thereafter, you press enter. Pressing enter, we can see here we have 9, and we said anyone who scored below 39 should get 9, and this is the correct answer. So to get now the score or the gradings of those one who are below, what we do, we bring our cursor here in the corner where you are seeing the drop. So once the cursor turns into a plus sign, you left click on your mouse and hold and drag. This is what we call the filling handle. After getting your filling handle, you put there and drag. Or alternatively, if you want to fill the gradings of these remaining students, what you do, you bring your cursor here and double click. Once it turns into a filling handle or a filling cursor, what you do, you double click and it fills in automatically. So what we have done here, it is the same. This is the same way you should grade this one. Now you see here we use the FC3, but here we are going to use E3, meaning equal signs. If you open function bracket, you bring this one E3. I see you bring E3, not this C3. This time you bring E3 again. When you are grading this one, you bring G3. You just change this one here. When you are grading this one, you bring I3, because the row remain constant but the column changes. So here you say greater. To get greater sign, you shift and press greater. Shift greater equals 80, comma, assign. It's we are now assigning the cell with the grade. Assigning is you open quotes, you put there 1, you close quotes, you put a comma. You bring another if. You don't bring now this time equal sign. Here we only bring the if with its opening bracket. You do the same again. You click here. You say greater or equal 75. You put a comma, assign 2, you close bracket. So you do the same. You do the same until you finish. After grading all students per each subject, what we are going to do, they have said insert 2 columns labeled grade, aggregate, and the division. Using grade only, calculate the total aggregate for each student. Yes, we insert column here. We put aggregate, division. So to put records either on the left of the cell or on the right of the cell, we use alignment group here under the home tab. You come, you put on the right, or you put on the left, or in the center. So what you want is what you. So they are now in center of the cell. They have said we using grade only we calculate the total aggregates. Now to get a total aggregate, what we do, we put equal sign, we look for aggregate 1 plus shift plus aggregate 2 shift plus aggregate 3 shift plus aggregate 4. You press enter. Now these students got 16. Now to get the aggregate of other, we use a fill handle. You bring the cursor here and double click to get the aggregate of other students. So the question continues and says, basing on the aggregate, categorize each of the students in particular division basing on. So we are going to give division to these students basing on this assessment or grading scale. We have aggregate 4 to 12 division 1, aggregate 13 to 24 division 2, like that. So let us go. Now we are told to give division to each and every student using aggregate, and the scale you have seen it. So the scale is those who scored aggregate 4 to 12, we assign them with division 1, 13 to 24 division 2. Go to our Excel and we assign. Again, we are going to use if equal sign. If you put function bracket, you bring the aggregate cell. You say less than or equal 12, because they said aggregate 4 to 12 should get. We put a comma here. We assign div 1. Close. You put a comma. You bring if again. You open function bracket. You bring the cell that you want the Excel to grade. Say equals less than or equals 24, comma, assign div. You close the quotes. You bring comma. So you follow the same procedure. You just continue doing that. Like you continue doing the same. You bring if function bracket, you bring the cell, you follow the gradings. You continue doing the same. So you close the bracket, you close all of the opened bracket. The brackets you have opened, you count them and close them. So from there, you press enter. You see, after pressing enter, you autofill. So we have only grade 2, grade 3, and grade 1. Because we have the one with 12, we said equal or less than 12. We have 27, that's grade 3, that is it. Again, the question is saying, using count if function, determine the number of students that belong to each category of division. So we go back to our Excel. Now this is the categories. We have div 1, div 2, div 3, div 4, div U. From this cell, we are going to count the number of students who got div 1. We are using the function of count if. We begin with equal signs, we put there count. Even the function will appear here. You double click on it to put it in a cell. Count if. From here, count if function bracket, you go in the range or in the column where you have been told to count the records. You bring that range, count. If in this range, comma, there is div 1 assigned, you open quotes, div 1, you close quote and a bracket. You press enter. So here, this is the formula. You begin with equal signs, count if. It means from L3 through or to L11. The Excel will look through all those records and see how many cells that has div 1. After getting the number, will be returned in the cell where you have put the formula. So that's why you are seeing when you click here, it is telling you that it has considered this column. I think it has considered this column and it has counted each and every record that is here to return the number of div 1, and their number is 1. So we are done with counting those one who are in division 1. Now you can see the formula. The formula is here. This is the formula. Count if, you bring the range, after you put the criteria what you want to be counted. Now this, after you press enter, now this one we don't do autofill because everything has its own criteria. When you do autofill, it will count div 1 because it's the criteria that are in the formula. So what we do, you come again on this cell, you put there the formula again, and you specify the criteria. Count, equal sign, count if, you double click on it, you bring the range. You put comma, you open quotes to specify the range, that is div 2. This time around you close quotes and the bracket, you press enter. Meaning div, those who scored div 2 there, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is it. So meaning those one there, this one there 7. So we count those one who are in div 3. You enter, equal signs, count if, you bring the range. After bringing the range, you put comma, open quotes, you bring div 3, you close quotes. So from this function, you see functions, Excel functions are character sensitive, or they are sensitive. They count even spaces. You see this div 3, there is no space here, but here division 3, there is a space here. So if you don't put a space here, we will not consider that record as it's the one you are counting. Let us press enter and you see, I think it is returning 0. Let us double click on it to bring back at the formula, and we put the space between V and 3, and we press enter. I see it has now counted. And if we are to look in this column, div 3 is only 1. This is the return. So that's why I said it's character sensitive. If you put a space there and you don't specify that space in the criteria, you will not get the correct results. So we continue. Another one, equal signs, count if, you bring the range, put a comma, open quotes, you put div 4, close quotes, close bracket, press enter. Div 4 is not there. You do the same here, close quotes and bracket, press enter. We don't have U. So today we have looked at how to use if function and how to use count if function. Another one, we have learned how to insert in columns, and to arrange records in Microsoft Excel worksheet. That's what we have covered today. Next time we are going to look at how to use if, count if s, and if s together with VLOOKUP. Thank you for watching. Catch us up next time for more academic lessons flows.